In The Lost Lands, the brand new film, and I'm not going cutting punches. This is a bad movie. It's a bad movie. It's a really bad movie. And it sucks if you're a fan of George R. R. Martin because, because it's based on one of his works. It's based on a short story on the same name. And you get to see, post-apocalyptic Westeros on the big screen. You're like, yay, cool, hope it's great, but it's not. It's not. I mean, the plot is a quest movie. The movie is a quest movie. And the concept of a witch and a bounty hunter going through the post-apocalyptic wasteland to hunt down a shape-shifting werewolf to have the throne of the Lost Land still intact. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds like a very simple plot. Something we can follow, have some investment, have characters bond with each other. And, they tried to go there. They tried to do all those things. But they failed. They failed miserably because this movie is just... It's horribly written. Horribly edited, by the way. There's no structure with this movie. There's no structure with this film. Because there's so many scenes that just happen. There's so many scenes that are totally not meant to be there. Or, no, it is meant to be there. But I have no connected tissue to each other. So to the point you're like, why this scene here? Why do you just have this scene here? Why just jump to this scene? Like, when we meet Boyce, who's the bounty hunter, played by Dave Bautista, his introduction, and they clearly wanted to introduce his character with a big action sequence, or him, at least being a badass. And by a second, it wasn't needed. It wasn't needed. You could just, jump to the next scene. Or there's a flashback, or a forward flashback, I don't know what to call it, with his character again, and I'm like, is this at a modern time? Is this a flash? What's going on? Like, there's no structure. It's just so... it's terribly edited. Terribly edited together. It felt like they had, a 2-hour movie, and then some person said, I don't know, the producer or the director, it's like, no, we need to make it 100 minutes. We need to make it 100 minutes long. So... we have this, weird Frankenstein piece together. Because, a good quest movie is good. There's some neat creature design. There's a part where our main two characters are in a power plant. And the power plant during nighttime is run by these horrible, I don't know, stone creatures is the best way to describe them. And you have an action sequence, and it's a neat action sequence, and I would probably be invested in what was happening if I gave a shit about the characters. Because at that point, it becomes visual noise. They're meant to give us this holy shit moment also at the end of the action sequence, but I felt I couldn't care what happening. This movie has terrible dialogue, this repeated scenes, there's a scene where it's Boyce is saying to Grey, the witch, played by Via Jovovich, to say, you don't have to do this. I'll go, you don't have to go by alone. We can always just walk away. And she says, it's by choice. I have to do this. I'm like, cool, awesome, motivation, all that kind of stuff. But it happens again. 5 minutes later. Same scene. Again, it's a shorter version, but still, it's the same goddamn scene. Or the concept of, Boyce saying, I need to kill these people. Just redo it. Because we got the obstacle. The obstacles that's going to hence our main two characters here in the journey. And it's the church. Any post-apocalyptic, medieval type of, setup thing, the church is the bad guys, right? And you have the church want to hunt down the witch because they want the power. They want to rule the Lost Lands. They want to rule this world, and so they need to stop the witch. And they explain it all the time. They like, because there's no air, but the moment there's an air evolve, they're like, they call the queen the whore and the heresy. This is not like, the villains, like, look, I get power hungry villains are kind of popular, but if you do it, can we have more layers? Can it be an onion, please? Can it have more layers to them? Because I don't lie, the acting between, maybe not the henchman woman, I'll tell you that. The henchman woman, she is like the typical, like, just really over the top. It's like, what I got does this. Avengers! And I'm like, oh, fuck off. God, talking about miscast. So even the dialogue for the henchman character is horrible. Terrible. With like, we'll stop you now. You're not getting away with it, you wench. It's like, it's over the typical, like, villain dialogue that you go like, what's this, a samurai cartoon? I thought this was meant to be like, ooh, the fantasy horror post-apocalyptic land, but the answer is no. No. That's kind of thing. And then the weird thing is, this movie never ends. This is like Lord of the Rings. This is Turn to Kings level stuff where like, here's the ending. No, we got another ending for you. But we stopped here. No, we're gonna give you another ending. It's just, there's like 4 endings to this movie, and it's just like, I'm like, cut here, choose an ending. This part's there. I honestly, I don't think you really need to have one of the main characters saying, I got a story for you. This is the story how we met. Listen, that's the dialogue that we have. This is the story that we met. Like, you don't need that. Unless the short is like 30 pages, I'm like, excuse me. Unless the short is like 30 pages long, I don't understand the, like, doing the whole let's tell you a story. I'm like, it's just cliche, terrible characters, not like, characters die and they try and I'm like, wow, someone just got fridged. There's a guy that dies like halfway through the film. I'm like, wow, someone just got fridged. Oh, the only scene is, to motivate the male character. But it doesn't really motivate them. It's just, it's a bad movie. It's a terrible film. And of course, everyone's going to scream what you expect from the director who gave you, Resident Evil 1 to 6. I get you. Or Monster Hunter, or Alien vs. Predator, or the original, the original Kombat. I get you. But I was like, please, for the love of God, you hopefully someone approves and change, and you're just thinking, heavy on the exposition, by the way. The action, by the way, when the action comes along, it feels like TV, and it feels so outdated, where it's like, we'll have the main characters that stand there and just shoot, and they look like badass. I'm like, oh my God. It's just, no. Just no. Like, the bus action sequence could have been great. That's that's quite a creative idea, for a fight scene, but it's just, it doesn't really work, because once again, couldn't give a crap because of the terrible editing and dialogue and characterization, and by the way, the performances, like, even for like Milla Jovovich, is bad because all she does is whisper the entire goddamn movie. David Tennant is trying. David Bautista is trying his hardest with what he's giving. It's just, it's not a good movie. Not a good movie.